Hello everybody, this is JD again. Today I received some videos and emails, a couple of them, about different groups and different boards and things we set up to monitor us and correct ourselves. In turn we stop watching them and they become crooked, they become unjust, unfair. They're actually an insult to what they were originally set up for, and people say disband it, disband it. Well, I'm beginning to think that something. I'm looking at a picture here of the U.S. Constitution, Declaration of the United States, and there's a person in there that is very, very important in the Constitution. You really don't hear much about him a lot, but he seems to have been the mediator when things went wrong. And then when he was leaving, somebody asked him something. And as he was leaving, this supposedly by the story, a woman comes up to him and asks Benjamin Franklin, "What kind of government did you give us?" And he, in return, looked at her and said, "A republic, if you can keep it." Now, what did he mean by that? A republic, if you can keep it. Well, he knows that with the best of all intentions, anything that we may create to help regulate ourselves and govern ourselves, unless continuously scrutinized, continuously monitored, and never settling for anything but achieving the very best we can, will become crooked, will become unjust, will become unfair. And he knows in our own government that would happen. That's why he said, a republic, if you can keep it. Have we been doing our job to keep our republic? No. Why? Why have not? What have we been doing wrong? We've been settling. Instead of demanding and requiring our government to follow the law of the Constitution, we have been permitting it to go whichever way it wants till it's out of control. And now we have a point where we must settle for what they're going to give us for a government. And that's not acceptable any longer. I mean, look, medical for all changed into medical reform, changed into medical insurance reform. That's not medical for all, but we're settling for an insurance program designed to regulate and govern the private sector insurance. Jobs for all went to, we need to control our working environment, to cap and trade. Again, we have to settle. That's not our way. The American people, you must understand, if you want a free, independent government to serve the American people, then you cannot any longer settle for the bones the Democrats and Republicans throw to you. You must understand the parties have taken over our government and telling us we must settle for what they have to offer, because there's no other choices. When that's not true, We have to go out there. We have to look. We have to find the individuals. Not the one who pushed all the right buttons. Not the one who made all the political moves. Because for them to do that, they have to conform to the system. I've been asked many times, well, why haven't I gone into local politics? And I told them, I am not crooked enough. I cannot be bought. I end up as a thorn and nobody wants me because they cannot make money off of me. Only the American citizen can. Plain and simple, I'm too just to be a politician, and I will not waver that. It's up to you what you want for a president. You see what you got. Again, you settled. You have to start realizing, if you want a republic, if you want free enterprise, if you want small government, if you want your states to have more voice in how it is governed, if you want voice in how your tax money is being spent, then you cannot no longer settle. You have to stand up and say, no. We were given a republic, but unless we maintain the vigilance and be the watchdogs ourselves, our government will always become what it has. Self-interest groups, people who prefer a different way, will take over and do whatever they can to wipe out our Constitution, our way of life. Do you want a republic? Or are you settling for this socialist in-between mixture of not what you want, but what we will give you? I have studied in school about communism and the Soviet Union, and I once said in the 60s that it looks like me every day that the Soviet Union is becoming more of a democracy and we're becoming more like the Soviet Union. And today, it almost seems that way exact. Our choices are between two parties and only two parties. And then we have to settle for what they say, not what we want. We are the vigilant watchers of our government. We are the guardians of our freedom. Unless we enforce our Constitution, it will never be enforced. Neither the Republicans nor the Democrats are the answer. Neither of them. The answer is you. Are you going to continue to settle, or do you want a republic in which you have to work to keep? This is JD, and the only promise I make to you is two. Day one, I will start working on putting jobs back into this country. Also, your voice will be heard in Washington. What you want is what you're going to get. You will not have to settle for a political ideal or idea from any group whatsoever. You are the American people, not the Republican or the Democrat Party. And that is the things I'm going to bring to Washington. Can I do it? Yes. But it's going to be a bumpy road. You have a nice day. This is JD. Think about that. Like Benjamin Franklin said, you have a republic if you can keep it. We are losing it. Do we want to continue to slip it away?